I was passing in this direction to my university campus, to my office. I came here to pick some instrument from these research stations. Then on the way, I found some interesting things. So what you can see, some researchers or research group trying to implement PV in the agricultural crops land. What does it means? So we can see the way of setting the PV roof is vertical, not horizontally that we see in common uh, photovoltaic field is interesting. That means so we can also implement this kind of PV systems in the agri crops, and it's not providing such shade. It's good for the crops. So this is really it's a really interesting concept and method or ideas to produce green energy, solar energy in the agricultural land is not hampering the crops. So what is the thing? So if I have like a one PV field, so it's always a horizontal. Under the PV roof, there is shade, so we cannot grow any crops. Especially what we do, maybe we can have some like sheep there or goats there. They will like stay there. They will have food, feed there, and they will survive. But we cannot grow some like a common crops as like a wheat. They are growing here. Maybe some like shade-loving crops like turmeric, taro can grow, but those are not common crops for the Europe or temperate climate. So it's always interesting or nice idea develop the method is not hampering the common cash crops or common staple food crops. So I really loved this concept. How they have designed or developed is my understanding. They changed the setting the roof from horizontal to the vertical setting, and that my understanding they have also have like a different two different materials and setting the silicon part or like a reflective part in two ways. So it's interesting. It's capturing the solar reflection from the both sides, and I think those all parts maybe some like response or response replication. And what you can see if we go forward, we can see like control part. Those are like common typical more horizontal agri photovoltaic systems, or those are not so lower to the ground and not completely horizontally set it, but maybe those are like common agri PV, and those are like a developed or like a much improvised system or method. And they put also some weather stations. They also have some concept of microclimate, how those PV roof are changing the surrounding microclimate, and yeah, obviously it's changed the microclimate because of the shade and the direct sun is changing the radiation, the reflection, ongoing and outgoing radiation, short-wave radiations, long-wave radiation. So we need to also consider how much is influence the surrounding microclimate. That's why maybe they also like set at all this weather station. They're measuring the climate, microclimate things, and obviously they also put many cameras that I understood. Yeah, there's a set camera for the security purpose. And this is the control part, like a more horizontal. What is the idea? They also developing those horizontally is set at a roof, and they are more vertical. Then they will how they will compare the effect and the productions among roofs and the effect on the grown crops. I like it. I really loved this concept. But our global south part, or still building our PV in the some common places, or also like on the water systems. Water system. This is also good, setting the PV on the water systems or on the marsh area. It's also a good concept. But we can also adopt this kind of like a vertical systems. I saw one study in Bangladesh. Once research group trying to develop this PV for like they are trying to develop some rice varieties. They will adapt with like a more shade from the PV. So we can do that. This is a good things like developing varieties. They will be okay, or can adopt with the shade from the PV. It also like why not setting such kind of like a vertical PV roof. So what I'm doing, I'm carrying Lycor to my office because tomorrow I will set second part of my experiment. So I need to carry Lycors and some other instrument to my site. So today is a preparation for like organizing preparation for tomorrow. So this is like a bit remote research stations from the main campus. So there are like a bus frequency 1 hour interval. So it will take about 25 minutes on foot, and it's better if I take the bus, and it will cover all this remote area, and it will take more than around 1.5 hours. So today lots of things to do yet. So that's why I'm just going on foot. So this is all for this video. I thought this interesting thing that I was showing. I was looking on my way and just captured this video. Bye bye.